So if you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering what the best, most dominant, most overpowered center or big man builds are on 2K20. Well, don't worry, you are in the right place. Whether you just got the game for Christmas and you're trying to decide what build to make, or you just want to make a new build, don't worry, I got you. Alright, I got you. Just like I had you guys covered for the most dominant, most overpowered guard builds. If you haven't seen that video, card will come up in the top right, link in the description below. And just like I got you guys with the whole beginner's guide to 99 overall, man, again, card will come up in the top right, link in the description below. It's the day after Christmas and I'm still putting in work, man. I told you, daily uploads to the end of the year, daily show in the building, so make sure you smash the like button, man. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you slap the post notifications on, man. Make sure you slap post notifications on. I'm gonna be doing a New Year's giveaway, and you're only gonna be winning if you subscribed, and if I see you in the comments on the video. If you're part of the naughty gang, that's the only way to win, man. So make sure you do all of that. And let's get straight into this video, man. You know, let's go. Okay, now before we get started and get into the builds, I have to drop this important information on you guys. All right, now the first thing, this is my opinion. Okay, my opinion is not fact, but my opinion is based on either playing against or playing with these builds, either directly myself or having them on my team. All right, so that's what my opinion is based on. Now with that in mind, again, these are going to be the builds that will allow you to do the most amount of things. All right, they're going to be good at doing almost everything. Okay, now the last thing to note is that, again, it depends on your playstyle. All right, depends on your playstyle, depends on how good you are at the game, as well how good your IQ is, which one of these builds you should use, and I will tell you what kind of playstyle, what kind of situation the build works best in. Okay, so let's get into these builds, man. Okay, so both of these builds are glass cleaning locks, but you make them both completely differently. So the first version of the glass cleaning lock is going to be the outside shooting version. Okay, now my boy Ninja has one of these. Here's some clips of him using it.
Nah, B. What? What? That made me miss a wide open layup.
Okay, so ignore the wide open layup. Just notice that he's shooting from anywhere on the court. Alright, so this is how you make the build. You go center. Alright, you're gonna go center. Always go center because you're gonna get way more badge points than if you go power forward. You're then gonna go to the green and the red, so the shooting and the defense chart. Okay, shooting and defense. Then you're gonna go all the way down to the bottom and choose the balanced pie chart. As you can see, I'm showing you some of the others right now, and they don't really make sense in terms of speed and strength. You want a good mix and a good balance of all of them, and the one that gives you the best mix is the balanced pie chart right at the bottom. So that's what you're gonna go for. Okay, you'll be faster than pretty much all the other centers you're coming up against, and you will have enough strength to be able to contest with inside centers as well, trust me. Alright, so now this is how you sort out the badge points. You can either choose this setup where you have 6 finishing, 17 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 20 defense. Alright, you can choose this setup, or you can choose the other setup where you have 4 finishing badges, 17 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 22 defense and rebounding. Okay, the choice is yours. Now personally, I would go with the 4 finishing, 17 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 22 defense, just because you don't really need that many finishing badges on this build. It does its job. It's an outside center as well, so you need those 17 finishing, and having those 22 defensive badges are going to come in handy because you'll be able to run this player on any kind of lineup. All right, you'll be able to run this player on the 2s and the 3s, whether you're running ISO, whether you're running pick and roll, it doesn't matter. So having those defensive badges is going to be good, especially if you're playing with a guard that doesn't have that much defense. You're going to need it. So I would go with that version of this build. So next you need to decide your build, your body type. I'd go with either built or burly, probably burly for this build. Now you need to decide your height. Now you're either going to go 7 foot or 6'11". Now as you can see, the benefits of going 6'11" far outweigh the negatives, right? By a mile. On top of that, if you look at your speed and your strength, your speed increase is huge from going 6'11". And now if I go maximum weight, look, there's no negatives pretty much. My acceleration drops a little bit, but I'm still going to be I'm going to be so much faster than all the other centers, and my strength is going to be so big, so I'm going to be able to deal with any of the inside centers, as well as being able to shoot really, really well. All right, now this is what the build looks like at maximum wingspan. Okay, so maximum defensive capability and minimum shooting capability. Now if you're going to go maximum wingspan, I would recommend that you hit 99 minimum or 99.9, and you're playing with a guard who's running floor general and dimer. All right, because that's going to make sure that you are consistent with hitting your shots. All right, you still have a 69 3 ball, so that's still pretty reliable. All right, but if you're not that confident, or if you don't know that you're going to be playing with a guard who has floor general and dimer, you can go default wingspan as well. Default wingspan gives you a 72 3 ball, I think it is 72 3 ball, and the minimum wingspan gives you a 74 3 ball. All right, now personally with this particular build, I'm gonna go minimum wingspan, man, because I want the ability to shoot as well as possible. Okay, I want to be able to shoot as well as possible and as consistently as possible, because this is essentially going to be a spot up build that's going to be able to play elite level defense. All right, so I would recommend you go minimum wingspan with this build if you're trying to make the outside build, but you can also go default as well if you don't want to take too much risk on your defensive attributes, and if you want the benefits of having a decent sized wingspan, you don't want to go minimum wingspan. So it's up to you whether you go default or minimum. I'm gonna go minimum. All right, so then with your takeover, these are the choices that you have. You can either go rim protector, which is a defensive takeover. You can either go glass cleaner in the middle, which is for rebounds, or you can go sharpshooter takeover. Okay, now personally, rim protector takeover, I would not recommend using that for this particular build. Okay, this is an outside build. You have a lot of defense in the build. You have a lot of defensive badges in the build as well. You don't really need rim protector takeover. On top of that, rim protector takeover doesn't really do that much. Yeah, cool, you'll get a few more block animations, but in comparison to the other takeovers, it doesn't do that much. All right, now with glass cleaning takeover, not only does your rebounding ability improve, but also you will know when your teammates are about to miss, and you'll know where the board is going. So if you're playing with a guard who's going to be taking a lot of shots, glass cleaning takeover is OP as fuck. All right, now on top of that, spot up shooter takeover. Now for me, this is the takeover I'm going to go with, because for me, I need to be able to shoot at a high clip with this build. I want to make sure that the player defending my guard is on an island. I need the other player to respect my shot. Okay, so I went with spot up shooter takeover for this build. All right, now the places to use this build, you can use this build on the 3s or on the 2s in an ISO situation. So if your guard is ISOing and you're spotting up in the corner, or you can use it with pick and rolls. This is an amazing build for the 2s, right? Because it's such a good shooting build. So if your guard is ISOing, the person playing the 2 has to respect your shot. So if you have a good ISO guard, he's done for. On top of that, you can run the pick and roll with this build. You saw that it can play inside and it can play outside. So it can pick and roll, it can pick and pop. It's a really dangerous build, and on top of that, defensively, it's a beast. It's a monster. So this is an amazing build, man. Definitely give it a go and try it out. So the next glass cleaning lock, the last build I'm going to give you guys for centers, not forward, centers, is an inside glass cleaning lock. Okay, so you might have heard of the playmaking glass cleaner. This is essentially the center version of the playmaking glass cleaner. All right, now someone who uses this is poor boy Sin, so I'm gonna show you an example, some clips of him using it right here.
Still takes more skill than using screens. Now I didn't even want to make in the last like 4 or so ruffles. A lot of people didn't on a 22 streak before Annoying ended up getting off, but he's shooting big greens now.
So now I'm going to show you how to make this build. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is make it a center. Okay, centers get more points than power forwards, so make this build a center. Now you're going to go down and you're going to choose the playmaking and defensive pie chart. Okay, playmaking and defense. You're going to choose the bottom physical profile. Now you can choose the top if you want and make yourself fast, but you're going to be on the inside, you want the strength. So go and pick the bottom, the balanced profile. Now this is how you're going to set up the attributes. Pause, screenshot, do whatever you got to do to make sure you copy these exact attributes, okay? You want 10 finishing, 1 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 25 defensive, okay? 25 defensive, all right? Now this is the exact setup that you need, all right? Now you're probably looking at the physical attributes and you're thinking, I don't know about that, but don't worry, we're gonna do some magic in a moment that's gonna change that all completely. But this is the badge setup you want: 10 finishing, 1 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 25 defensive. Remember, this is an inside build, this is not for shooting, okay? But what the playmaking badges give you are what no other inside center build is going to give you. The playmaking badges give you the ability to equip Floor General Hall of Fame, Dimer Hall of Fame. So if you're playing this, if you're running this with a build like the sharpshooting version of the playmaking shot creator from my previous video, that's going to be straight lights out. No one's going to be able to stop you. It's crazy. So yeah, that's the badge setup that you want. So let's get into the magic, man. So body type doesn't affect how you play, just how you look. We're gonna go burly so we can look big. Now height. The difference between 7 foot and 6'11" is huge, all right? You can already see the difference when we drop down to 6'11". That's a big difference. Now, when we drop down from 6'11" to 6'10", the difference is even higher, okay? So the benefit of going down to 6'10" outweighs the negative of going down to 6'10" with this build, all right? So I would recommend you go 6'10" with this build. Most centers are going to be 6'11", 7'1" anyway, and if a center is 7'3", you're going to be so much faster than them anyway, and you have the badges to be able to defend them, so it doesn't even matter. So you're going to go 6'10" with your height on this build, all right? Now your weight, you can either go maximum weight or you can go just above default, okay? So if you go maximum weight, it's gonna give you a huge amount of strength. It's gonna boost your strength really high and drop your acceleration a little bit. Your interior defense is also gonna rise. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with going max weight. You can do that and there's no problem with that. I would recommend you go max weight personally. But if you don't wanna go max weight, you don't wanna see the acceleration drop, then you can just go just above default, all right? Because if you go just above default, you'll see that you get the +1 on your interior defense with no negative. So you can do that as well, all right? Now with your wingspan, you're not going to be shooting on this build, so just either stay at default or go maximum wingspan. Like, your only shot you're really going to be taking with this build is a mid-range. Your mid-range is currently at 70. If you have Floor General on, that's obviously going to give you a +4 already. If your guard has Dimer, then that will add on to it as well. So really with a 70, 67, 3, 71, 3, if you have Floor General Hall of Fame, you're going to be able to hit mid-range anyway. So either go default wingspan or go maximum wingspan with this build. Don't go minimum wingspan. That's a very stupid decision to make. So either default or maximum. I would recommend you go maximum wingspan. Now for your takeover, I've already told you how I feel about the rim protector takeover. Now if you're playing this build on the 2s, I will always say go glass cleaner takeover. Without fail, go glass cleaner takeover. Now if you are running this build at the 3 on the 3s, you will probably be running it at the 2, all right? And you'll probably have, say, a glass lock or something at the 3. If you're running this at the 2, you can go rim protector takeover. There's no problem with that because you're going to be up against the guards, so you'll be able to lock them up. And that's why going 6'10" is also good for you, all right? Because if you go 6'10", you're going to end up at the 2 if you're in a 3s lineup. So rim protector takeover, if you know your lineup and you know that you're going to be running at the 2 of the lineup, then that's fine, you can do that. But if you're running 2s or you're going to be at the 3, I would suggest you go glass clean and takeover, okay? So that's the end of this video, man. Those are the most dominant center builds, both inside and outside, on this game. Now that doesn't mean you can't use any other center builds. I'm not saying that at all, but these are the most dominant in all situations. Now if you guys want to know what the most dominant forward builds are, so small forward and power forward, let me know in the comments, man. Drop it in the comments below and I'll drop that for you guys tomorrow. Make sure you smash the like button on this video, man. Can we get 10 likes? That would be amazing if we can get 10 likes on this video, man. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you put the post notifications on so you can be notified when I drop a new video. I told you, daily show in the building, so a new video dropping tomorrow without fail, man. That's it from me, man. It's been your boy Legendary Shonin. We did what it do and we do what it did.